the swamp, huh? Any swamp. What a nasty place. That dirty water, the alligators, the snakes, and the turtles. I didn't know that swamps have turtles. They do. Both the real swamp and the swamp in Washington, D.C., they have turtles. And Mitch McConnell, sorry, we've all noticed a resemblance to a turtle a long time ago, but it turns out, yes, he is a swamp turtle in every sense, in resemblance and in behavior. Boy, what he did on the Senate floor, horrible speech denouncing President Trump. I mean, I don't know what he was doing, who he's out for. Clearly not us. He said basically Donald Trump is a terrible president, terrible person, and there were all kinds of mistakes he made in this speech. We'll get to them in a little bit, but first, consider this.
The people who stormed this building believed they were acting on the wishes and instructions of their president. And having that belief was a foreseeable consequence of the growing crescendo of false statements, conspiracy theories, and reckless hyperbole, which the defeated president kept shouting into the largest megaphone on planet Earth.
A couple of things here. You see, it's not that open and shut. Good people had very valid concerns about the election. I'm talking about coast to coast. Lots of people did. It just didn't add up. Let's get away from the riot for a moment. People, coast to coast, I think we have a poll from Politico, especially Republicans. They did not see this as a fair election. There were serious concerns. And by the way, you can't put this on Donald Trump that he was stirring everybody up. We were noticing this on our own. If you'll remember, after Election Day, he actually went kind of quiet by Donald Trump standards. He wasn't tweeting as much. He wasn't out in public as much. No, we were connecting the dots and checking this out and drawing our own conclusions that, you know what, this is, I don't know. We just don't know about this one.
There's a recipe for disaster when they decided to have these mail-in votes. I don't think there's any way of proving the person that mailed that in is the person that actually did it.
You look at what secretaries of state have said. They have seen no evidence of massive fraud.
From my vantage point, there's too many smoke and mirrors in terms of ballots appearing here, reappearing there, disappearing here, this, that, and the third. Where there's smoke, there's fire. When we deal with globalists and liberalism, I'd put absolutely nothing past them. There's no way it just doesn't smell right. Too many irregularities.
That was November 15th. The whole country, at least those who weren't afraid of the truth, were talking about what really happened on November 3rd and the run-up to November 3rd. All right? Reasonable people were asking these questions. And you know what? I was one of them. When I look back to Barack Obama and his achievements, hey, whether you like him or not, gifted politician, no doubt about it. And look at that. That's those are some serious numbers. How about our President Trump? Americans can tell a winner. They can feel it. They can feel it in their bones. I mean, we saw it. It made sense. For a lot of us, it's okay to have questions about Joe Biden actually winning this race.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping.
So again, good people had real concerns about the fairness of this election and if everything was on the up and up. The media had absolutely no interest in pursuing anything, any questions raised. They tried to delegitimize them right away, stigmatize anybody who was asking these questions. And these questions, by the way, remain. That brings us back to Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. Did you know that Mitch McConnell is a very wealthy man? Let's take a look. Mitch McConnell, according to credible sources, is worth more than $34 million. You saw that long career in politics, and somehow it adds up to $34 million for Mitch McConnell. I know he's married to a wealthy woman. Surprising number of people in Congress do that, by the way. Elaine Chao, very smart. Labor Secretary, too, Donald Trump. She also had a cabinet position under George W. Bush. Something tells me Mitch McConnell did not become rich and powerful thinking about us. Am I being a little bit harsh here? Am I being naive? I don't know, but I just don't think he became the Senate Minority Leader worth $35 million if he wasn't thinking about Mitch McConnell the first thing in the morning. All right. Some other people who aren't thinking about you and aren't thinking about me and the country first thing in the morning, the House managers. Look at them posed for photo after photo. They're being glorified, lionized, celebrated by the swamp. I watched the case pretty closely. You can't impeach a president who's no longer president. The case was a farce. If you watched, you know. That's how I feel. Hey, this is an opinion show. I'd like to see some of these folks be disbarred. You see, they're busy making a name and making a fortune for themselves. It's one of the many things I appreciate about Donald Trump. You see this clip from the Republican National Convention? This said so much and is so at odds with how things are done in the swamp. Listen, please.
He didn't do it for money or power or fame. He had all that.
Get it? Money, power, fame, he had all that. Now it was a time to give back. That is totally countercultural in Washington, D.C. They go there to get all that stuff. $34 million in politics his entire life, huh? Donald Trump, very rich man. He made it not on our backs, but on his own, through his own businesses, his own enterprise. And he didn't pretend to be something he wasn't, all right? Meanwhile, where is Joe Biden? The lowest profile president we've had ever. Take this full, please. He went to Camp David, and boy, he likes being president. Look at this jacket. I mean, I know you get this stuff when you're president, but it's got Air Force One, Camp David. He's got this little monogram. It says Joe Biden, Commander-in-Chief. You know who else is very prominent these days? Actually, almost more so than the president. The presidential dogs. Champ and Major. They are all over the place. I love dogs, and they look like nice dogs. But keep an eye on these dogs. Remember, Joe Biden took a terrible tumble, 2 months ago or so, actually messed up his leg pretty good. Remember, he blamed the dog for that one.
What happened was I got out of the shower, I got a dog, and anybody who's been around my house knows, little pup dropped a ball in front of me. And for me to grab the ball, and I'm walking through this little alleyway to get to the bedroom, and I had the ball like this, and he ran, and I was joking, running after him to grab his tail. And what happened was that he slid on a throw rug, and I tripped on the rug he slid on. That's what happened.
Oh, man.
Not very exciting story.
Most exciting thing I ever heard, actually. And I'm also pretty convinced that whatever happened to Joe's leg, that did not happen. Joe can't be that clumsy, can he? I mean, he told us he's a great athlete. Actually, maybe he is. We found some footage of Joe working out in the White House, and yikes, he's not that graceful.
Yes, it's all coming back now. Ah, yes, I remember.
It's terrible. Joe has got to take it easy. Just kidding. That's a Pink Panther movie, but we like it a lot.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.